Genesis 3:14. So the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you above all the livestock and all the wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and you will eat dust all the days of your life. God, he was watching, and he knew serpent did this because serpent is just a body was possessed by the heavens. So I don't think he need to ask anything else. So right here, just okay, it's justice. Since like you have been done this, you let the heavens to do this, you are the one who still need to take a responsibility, right? And even you were possessed. So right here is you will be cursed. Then right here is like a curse. It showed up like what means curse? I believe curse is more like a opposite of a blessing, right? But what is a blessing? Blessing is some kind of will, a goodwill or goodwill to against something opposing. So curse is another will, another side will, a bad will or evil will to enforce, to make the opposed, the against the part even stronger, or to generate more more probability or something unreasonable or some vectors. That's how I believe a curse. Also, curse, I believe curse is another way of describe will. Right here, like a God's like a will, goodwill, I'm blessing, I'm cursed. The same thing all came from will. So right here, like even he talk about all the wild animals, you above all the livestock and all the animals. So serpent is crafty, but is not the craftiest, right? So he's not the smartest wild animal. I believe Lucifer or the heavens, they choose some kind of animal. They have certain rules. They don't choose animal the smartest or the craftiest because they have their own will, or maybe you trigger certain alert lines. So the plan to deceive women may not succeed. So it's possible as serpent, he has own desire or own weakness, and was used or able to be used by the spirit, by the high heavens. Yeah, here I'm kind of have a question about livestock and the wild animal, because livestock in my kind of understanding is they are for eat, for milk, for meat to use, right? So back that time in the garden, everybody just eat for grass. And the livestock is not that kind of important, or not that kind of, the role is not that important. Also in the early stage, those are like a barbarian, those are cavemen, they're hunting like a huge deer, huge cow. On the cave, on the wall, they draw the picture to show they're like accomplished. So that's the wild animals, I believe. And the wild animal has own rules, and they perform certain tasks, such as just like a cop, just like a cleaner, system cleaner, or a monitor, boundary line. They set up boundary line, maybe, I don't know. Just like that's the wild animal should be total different than livestock. So when God punished the serpent, it's just like I believe it is because the serpent is more crafty, but is not that crafty. So his own will, his own desire, ambition became the vulnerable points. So it's, what should I say, is too smart for his own good. So that gives Lucifer, gives heavens a chance to use him, use the serpent as a carrier to pass the message to the women, because serpent knows the boundary, knows everything much better than livestock. He may even know something better than women, but he still use a crafty way, like God didn't say, don't you think the way, it's crafty way to make women, can direct women to that way. So there is no way to deny his responsibility. So God just don't even just ask him, just punish him. That's it. You're done. This should be the part 2. I forgot, and I kind of, that's my late job. Yeah, the rule of equal and fairness apply to everyone, everywhere in the universe. So, serpent did something, he need to take the consequence. And if he's because he's more crafty than everybody else, so his punishment should be more or even difficult than everybody else. You know better, you take more responsibility. You eat more, you need to give up more. So if God did something, heavens or do not agree, or under the rule of the universe, they do not agree, God may take the consequence also. But before God take the consequence, God need to square his project manager and need to square his employee first. And at this point, I think the serpent is his well, not employee. Yeah, he's the employee, and Adam is project manager, and the women, I don't know, VP, probably. So this time, the serpent picture changed to more than snake, just crawling on the ground and not necessarily eating the dust, but actually it does, because the way of a serpent breathing, kind of, you use the tongue kind of keep sticking out, and you breathe the dust, right? You're eating the dust, and the serpent like a crawl on the belly. It is a hurt. I don't know. Serpent can tell, but God used a gene network or gene work, something changed the old time dragon from they can fly, they have 4 legs, they have wings, all kinds of things. Right now you hardly see those kind of creatures if they still exist. Okay, so that's from this sentence I saw the rule of fairness and equality. So you have more, you need to give away more, or you prepare, you're ready to give up more. So when you lose something, you need to think about, I may gained already. That's what I learned from this sentence. Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you and the women, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. So the enmity between, it's just a feel. Are they real? Not necessarily enemy. It just, I will put enmity. So the oppose each other, that kind of feeling is not natural. It's that God put it, because women and the serpent, they were allies, right? So right here, the curse will oppose. Curse is the willing to oppose such things. So this curse is oppose your ally, make the ally, the connection break down. So women and the snake cannot get along. That kind of feeling will grow between them and their offspring, which means offspring could be man, could be women, anyone. So human and the serpent cannot be friend, cannot communicate, cannot be ally anymore. So snake in here, actually snake punish is the lightest punish he had, because human will crush your head. Snake, most time, okay, snake, when snake feel the vibration, sense the infrared, if it sense it's a big animal, run away. And for human, unless you really put them at a corner, I highly doubt the snake will attack you, take initiative, because I had experience with snake in the field. They run first. Okay, so even when people or when something strike snake's head, right? Unless you totally crush it. Otherwise, the dead spots actually is not head, is below it. It's kind of like a couple inches below it. That's where the heart is. So snake's head, even you cut off, ours still alive. So secondly, when snake strike the heel, make me thought about the word Achilles heel. That's the vulnerable parts of the human. And I don't know why God like put the heel. Maybe just because snake crawl on the ground, so they can bite higher or not. I don't know at this point. But I believe the relationship between snake and a human, from that moment, they just enmity. They became enemy, or they not necessarily enemy, but they don't like each other. They oppose each other. That's the punishment. But as a wild animal, it's still a wild animal. The goal at the beginning, it was designed as a wild animal, so it is still a wild animal. 3:16. To the women he said, I will greatly increase your pain in childbearing. With pain you will give birth to the children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. See, the curse is kind of opposite of a blessing. And in here, women at the beginning just showed a character of hub me, basically. Oh, well, I'm dumb. Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, well, he seduced me, right? So he tempted, I did it. So that kind of way. So the God punishment is, well, through the pain, I make you smarter. There is very interesting things. When after you suffer from big pain, right? Great pain, right? You tolerate the pain, and your system will tolerate the pain, and you may gain more experience of the pain, so you learn more. For some example, like a dog, when you give a puppy signal, it's actually signal stimulates the system. So when a small puppy, the system is very limited. So the signal, when the puppy need to digest the signal is bouncing back within it. So it will cause a lot of like chaos. So puppy will act really weird and wagging a tail, try to wag a tail or barking, whatever, a lot. But if it's a big dog, same signal, big dog may just look at it or just a little bark. Or the stranger consider a signal, cannot digest it. It's not familiar with it. His system cannot handle it, so it will bark, right? Most of the familiar, so the system, it will just let the signal out. So same like a women. When women give birth to children, the pain, you tear the body, the pain is very dramatic. And at this moment, I think the signal within the system, within the bouncing the system, it causes the nerve system kind of try to expand to hold the signal, or because you can yelling, you can cry, you can do whatever, but there is no way you let the pain go, because the pain is not one moment. The pain is a continuous. Some women give birth pain for like days, hours, days. So this pain will continually stimulate the women's nerve system. So it's when those signals make the nerve system kind of full. So maybe expand the system, maybe expand the nerve system. So when there is a culture in Eastern culture, women, after you give a birth, you don't take shower, you stay in the cold, dark room, don't get the wind blow, and stay calm, quiet environment for a month. I think that's another way humans understand our body. They try to let the women gradually ease and let those kind of signal get out of the system. And after very interesting, after women give a birth, right? Most women give a birth, their character showed more stronger than before. It was interesting. It just, I think probably that's the change it caused. So when God talk about your desire will be for your husband, at the beginning, women, she supposedly help her Adam, but her relationship between Adam is like a more equal. And but during the action of getting the fruit, she desire for make her own decision. So she's rely on her own judgment. So at this point is you desire for your husband is you actually tied to someone, tied to husband. Actually, rather say legally, because the husband is a legal word for relationship. So when after women married, they have to follow the family's needs. And back that time, men take more leads. So female, they drop their helper position to more, should I say the help, but they will accordingly based on men's desire. That's what I understand. Also, he will rule over you. He will rule over you. So back that time in a family relationship, within a family, a legally married family, husband is the leader. He will measure things. Yeah, because during the knowledge fruit checking, that kind of expedition, female take the lead, and the female rule over men. So it made it opposite ways. It was interestingly just second time we noticed willing power. So curse is kind of a opposite way of goodwill, and based upon the reasoning, the cause, there is some kind of willing power to shift the relationship, shift the cause and the consequence, those things to a opposite way. So we talk about at a very far beginning, God has the sequential things are very important, the reasoning, the cause, the timeline, everything. And right here, it's same thing. God still follows the same rule. It's just the sequence, change the sequence. So when the sequence and the cause and the consequence changed, blessing becomes curse. And here, husband and the wife, the man, the women you gave me, you put here for me, it kind of alternatively showed actually the different mind behind it. In here, I do believe God just told women, you have no way to escape from Adam. Also, same thing, tell Adam, you have no way to escape from this one. And your relationship was bonded, fixed. So when you marry, the pastor announce you are husband and wife, you bonded it together. It's not like a man and a woman, because men and women, they are individuals. They are equal. You don't have to. Women doesn't need to desire for men, and the man doesn't have to. So just like a beginning, Adam tried to do is, the women you give me, he tried to stay away from the responsibility. He tried to run away. But in here, God just put their relationship together. Nope, you can't. And he reversed everything, reversed the blessing to the curse. Basically, you made a crime together, so you stuck together. I just noticed the rule of equality and equality, and fairness apply in universe everywhere. Even the curse and the goodwill still follow the same thing. They still kind of need to balance the cause and the consequence. Your husband will rule over you because you rule over him, so he rule over you. That's fair. Also, let's dig in deeper for this sentence. Your desire will for your husband. At the beginning, very far beginning, Adam actually take the initiative, and the woman, she is passive, right? And Adam laid her down without her permission. So when the lady formed a relationship, wife and husband, that kind of relationship, you can take initiative. Your desire for your husband, which means your sex partner is your husband, that's the initial God's setting. So you can take initiative, lay your husband down, and you can ask for it, and but your desire is for the husband. So for not husbands, so not plural. Also, another thing is, men will be the main structure for the society. The reason is God wants men's thinking method, or the way of a man, more engineering way to form the society, instead of a more creative ways, or more creative way, or more analytical ways. Because if you thinking too much, you are screwed. If you have too much creative things, you screw. So to maintain the society's the structure stabilized, yeah, you do need some arts, some creative, some analyst, some deep thinker,